All right, so Izzy has gone after Pereira's kid again. Not just in the octagon, he did it again on Twitter because Izzy is a gangster. He saw that people were complaining about it, and he went at him on Twitter. I'm going to show you guys what he said, and I'm also going to show you a poll that I did that looks like this, all right? Looks like this. And the purpose of that poll was to figure out whether or not people who have the opinion that it was a good thing that Izzy that did it were parents, or if they were, the people, if they're like, oh, I think that's sick what Izzy did. It's like, do you have kids? Or more often, it's like, if they're like, I hate Izzy for doing that, it's like, do you have kids? And whether or not there's a correlation between thinking that's a bad thing and having kids or not. I was very surprised by the results. I got to be honest with you. And I'm going to show you guys what the results are right now. And also, I'm going to show you what Izzy said to Pereira's kid now. And I am going to laugh about him trolling him now. And then I'm going to go over why, this discrepancy exists, because I actually don't really like what he did in the octagon. At first I did. Then I thought a little bit more about it. I was like, eh. But my opinion is not like no one should be yelling at me in the comments about this. Like, I'm not breaking Izzy's balls. He had an incredible moment. And if you guys remember, this is where I was sitting for this. And where he is in the cage right there, that is exactly where he was when he was up against the fence playing possum. So like that is literally exactly where he was. So like he's playing possum. He's right in front of us, dude. He was right in front of us when that entire thing happened. When he shot the arrows, he was 10 yards away from me. It was insane, dude. It's insane. And actually, I'm going to show you guys a video in here of the knockout and then where he mocks the kid. And in this video, you actually can see it. It's actually hilarious. It's like I am in the absolute bottom right corner. You can barely see me. It's not that relevant, but I saw myself, and it was going to be in the video anyway. So we're going to do that. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that. If you watch my content, please subscribe to the channel. We've had incredible growth over the last 24 hours. It's been incredible, and I appreciate you guys doing that. So if you're going to watch my content, please subscribe and ring the bell if you want to know when things are happening. I just did a video about Dana White ripped the schmo, son. And I just did a video about that. It's uploading right now, so that video is going to be up also. You can watch that. Okay, so Israel Adesanya ripped the kid. All right, so first of all, I want to show you guys this poll, all right? So again, the purpose of this poll was to see if there was a correlation between your opinion on what Izzy did and whether or not you have kids, okay? And the results are like, nope. As a matter of fact, so I assumed that, like, if you thought that it was a bad thing, what he did, right? I'll come over here. I thought there was, like, if you thought it was a bad thing, I assumed that would mean that you have kids, right? Like, oh, well, you don't like that Izzy mocked a kid. That must mean you have kids. And so you're like thinking about, what if he mocked my kid while I was unconscious? And it's not at all. The least answered one is I think it's bad and I have kids, which is really weird to me. Like, if you don't have kids, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I found that really weird, but those are the results of the poll. And I just wanted to show you guys that. And then, now I'm going to show you guys the video of Izzy just getting down like a clown on this kid still, dude. Like, Izzy does not play. He's ruthless, man. He's so awesome. I am now officially, like, on the Izzy train all the way, dude, because you give me an experience like that, Israel Adesanya, and I am on your team forever. Let's watch this thing. So to everyone crying about Izzy mocking Pereira's son with a celebration, the kid knew what he was doing. What goes around comes around. Ha ha ha. Okay, first of all, so as we watch this video, here's what I want you to watch. Okay, and again, this is not like that big of a deal, right? But what the kid is about to talk about it. Okay, watch how old this kid is. Okay, kids are not the same as adults. If he was 12 years old or older, I would be like, whatever. If he's 13, 14, he's 15 years old, fine. This is a young kid, man. And this happened 3 years ago. So look at how old he is in this video in a second. And then consider that when he did this, he's 3 years younger. He's just trying to impress his dad, man.
Luta contra o Adesanya em São Paulo, quando eu nocauteei ele.
He said
aí o Alexandre subiu em cima
First
do
thing he
ringue.
said was bitch.
Pô, aí eu também não entendi, né? Tá aqui.
Eu tinha subido.
Look at how young this fucking kid is, dude.
Aí eu peguei a garrafinha e imitei como meu pai fez. Aí eu bati na cabeça e caí no chão.
He's like, yeah, I went in the ring and like the way I play at home, I like did the thing, And Izzy's like, oh yeah? Oh, you did that thing, son? Wait till I start your daddy. Wait till I start your daddy. And like I said, I thought it was gangster at first. I still actually think it's super fucking gangster. If I'm being honest, I still think it's super gangster. I completely understand the argument for like, the parent in me is like, come on, dude. The fighter in me is like, fuck, that's gangster. Anyway, but hang on. So he tweeted this. Always respect your elders, son. Izzy knows to lean into the drama. He knows to lean into the drama. That's common sense if you are in his position. I've ruined Christian. Now watch this. Hold on. Now, where I am down in the bottom right corner, the absolute bottom right corner where you can see. I'm going to have to pause it when it gets over to me. You can see like just a bare. There you go. So see the guy in the absolute bottom of the frame who's standing up. It's the last person you can see. You can see like half the arm, or you can see my arm and like half my body. That's me right there. So I'm there. Sickest celebration ever, dude. Breaks him over his knees. So fucking gangster, dude. Come on. And then he goes and finds a kid he remembers. He's like, oh, I remember. Hey, kid. Hey, kid. Oh, I fell over. I'm your daddy dad. All right, so here's the thing about that, right? So, listen. Again, it's a super gangster move, but him clowning on him now, who cares? Like, I don't care at all that he's clowning on him now. I don't care even a little bit that he's going on Twitter and being like, respect your elders, baby. The only reason where I was kind of like, when I really thought about it is because the dad is unconscious and so fucked up, you know? And again, I realize like my viewpoint might be a little bit like different because I was literally 8 yards away from Alex Pereira. I saw how fucked up he was. He was so fucked up after this fight, dude. Like he was. I've said this on the channel before that the number one thing that you see in person that you do not see on TV is how wrecked some of these guys are after getting knocked out. You just don't see it because they never put it on camera, and you don't really connect the dots that like, you know, what happens if a guy gets starched like that. You know, you guys, all of you guys, I'm sure have seen plenty of fights, seen plenty of knockouts. But like, what does it really look? And a knockout like that, I'm telling you, like Alex, like I've been places where I was like legit concerned for the fighter. Tony Ferguson after the Michael Chandler fight, I was like, I don't know if this guy's ever getting up, dude. Like seriously, like it was one of those things. Like, Chandler's my dude, and I cheered out of this, you know, like crazy. And then I felt this like I don't know, where I was looking, I'm like, dude. Because he was down for so long. Tony Ferguson was down for it was such a ruthless knockout that you started looking and he's still unconscious. Like 4 minutes later, you're like, dude, I don't know if this guy's ever getting up. And another one was Derek Brunson after Cannonier in Houston. My God, dude, he was so fucked up after that one. And Alex Pereira was at least, you know, in the same conversation as those guys. I showed you guys that video. He was so fucked up. And I was just imagining being that kid and it's his dad, dude. You know, like, yeah, he clowned on Izzy, but in that moment, he's not thinking about the fight. He's like, is my dad alive? You know, like that's what it's really like when these guys get started. And I don't even know, you know, these two guys I'm talking about, I don't even know them. And I'm looking like, geez, if it was my dad, I'd be tripping out. And then so, yeah, I mean, a part of me where like the dude who, you know, mocks my dad who's like, who might be dying. Like it's pretty cold, dude. Now it's gangster, but it is cold. Now clowning on him on Twitter, once everything, like, you know, the dad's up and around, he's fine. Who cares? At that point, yeah, you learned a lesson. Now I will say this too, though. The kid's name is Alessio Pereira, son of Alex Pereira. That kid is going to be a fighter. So, you know, look, like him getting toughened up, not a bad thing, you know, not a bad thing. And I would imagine that moment right there might end up being one of those things that's like in the back of his mind, like this, I don't know. You never know what kinds of things are going to shape adults. Like what happens, things that happen in your childhood shape grown-ups. And that moment, Izzy doing that to that kid could end up being one of those like random little things that happen that turns this kid into the most ruthless savage in the octagon ever, you know? Seriously. Because like there are some people where you dig into their past and they'll, you know, a lot of people actually who will tell you the feeling that they had of like, of watching you know, like their mom's boyfriend beat the shit out of their mom, and there was nothing they can do about it, and it turned them into an absolutely immovable, ruthless nightmare, and not in a bad way, just like as a fighter, like guys like that kind of thing turns people into a different person than they would have been otherwise. And I could definitely see, you know, the world champion mocking you while your dad was laid out like that as like something that could burn itself into your psyche forever. It's also, I mean, that's going to be burned in his psyche forever anyway. It's the first time he's ever seen his dad starch like that. And then just that idea could turn him into, I don't know. I mean, Alessio Pereira, probably going to be a fighter. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's what I got. So Izzy is a total fucking badass. And, you know, the kid he'll be a tougher kid because of this. So I'm not like, I don't like care that much. I understand why. It's like, damn, that's pretty cold, dude. Anyway, no one should be taking this stuff that seriously, dude. Like Izzy's the guy had baited Izzy into it. The kid had mocked Izzy, whatever. But nonetheless, you shouldn't fuck with kids in general. Anyway, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Peace.